So you collect games because you're a retro gamer, huh? I doubt it. I need some energy because this video might piss some people off. So we originally got into video games because we loved gameplay, we loved characters, we loved the platforming or the role-playing elements in some of our favorite games. It spawned a desire to search out more games that made you feel the same way. This snowballed into acquiring games, adding things to the collection, having personal experiences that gave you the same wonder and enjoyment that you had when you played the first game that you loved. It's the reason why we would go seek out new titles. This type of collecting felt pure, it felt meaningful. Gamers were fans of specific consoles or IPs because they would love the games, they would praise the characters, and these are reasons why they went back to finding more games in the genre to add to a collection. We would give these games praise for their entertainment value alone. At its core, the games were amusing and gratifying, and it made you want to seek out more. So really, what's different now? Why has there been a change in the culture of the retro video game community? We have trending videos that come out about video games not being fun anymore. Collecting's not fun anymore. I've lost my passion for video games. Unfortunately, I'm selling my collection. All of this can possibly happen because of a culture shift in retro game collecting. Alright guys, behind the scenes time, I'm literally shooting this video back to back because the topic at hand that I discussed in the previous video was why we collect subsets. Why is it important to collect specific items? But I think there's a huge question in the retro community that needs to be answered. So the topic at hand is a pretty important question, and I'm not taking sides either way, but I will say that my anecdotal experience so far has really shed light on what the retro community and retro scene is here on YouTube. So the heated question, what is this divisive topic that I want to bring up? Well, I'm gonna cut straight to the point. Are we collecting retro video games because we like to play video games, or are we trying to make money? Now, here are the reasons why I have this question. So this question came up in my head really after watching My Retro Life. Tyler, great creator if you guys haven't seen his stuff, but essentially he has a plethora of home video footage of him and his family enjoying video games, having that nostalgia, that love, that passion for video games, in turn, a reason why Tyler connects to video games and video game collecting. But that is not our community right now in a nutshell. We mainly see live hunting videos, garage sales, flea markets, and we also see conventions. But most of these videos are about trying to find retro games, nostalgia, or cool accessories or pop culture products that are valuable, that are rare and interesting for the purpose to flip and make money. The reason why I think it's important is because I don't really know if the heart is there anymore for retro video game collecting. Now, that's not to say that everybody is like this. I think that there is still a huge portion of retro video game collectors that play games, love the characters, enjoy the story and the platforming elements of the game, which is why they collect in the first place. But we have an entirely new genre of flipping videos, flipping content of retro video games, and mainly the drive of these videos is, hey, I'm gonna go hunting right now, I'm gonna look for the coolest stuff, but it's because it's valuable, it's because it's worth money, and it's because it's going to bring us in a financial gain. It's very interesting though, because I think in doing this, we have seen Crazy growth. Retro video game conventions are bigger than they ever have been. New YouTube retro gaming channels have been created. Lots and lots of new retro game collectors and vintage collectors have kind of blown up on the scene, but it kind of all had a foundation these last couple years of the reason I want to collect is because this stuff is valuable, rare, and I can make money on it. But I don't hear the reason why I want to collect is because I love Mario, because I love Donkey Kong, because I love Sonic the Hedgehog. The nostalgia that comes along with that also comes along with a want and a need to be part of that community, to want to also collect video games. But is the passion there? Is the heart still there? Are you wanting to collect these video games because everybody else does it? Is it just cool to collect video games because it's now an investment and something you can use down the road for money? Or you are going on these hunts because hopefully you find something crazy valuable that you can flip? That is not a problem when that is what the channel is about. But what's interesting is that these channels have blown up and become bigger in the retro community because of the sales of video games and the value of video games. But the real question is, because we watch this content and sometimes it dictates the reason that you collect in the first place, are we not collecting anymore for the love of the games, the nostalgia of what we do? And are we now collecting because we see a dollar sign behind this retro community? And I think that it was a huge discussion topic within the retro community. But the thing is us as an audience, us as even newcomers to the retro scene, let's say this is the first time that you've latched on to YouTube retro video game collecting, and that's the reason you wanted to collect. There is a lot less talk about the love of the characters, the reason why a video game makes you feel a certain way. The love of us just playing games is not at the forefront of collecting anymore. It is a lot more about the dollar sign and where we're gonna make money from the flips. And I don't think that either one is necessarily bad, but I do wonder if the influence of this culture change has affected the reason why you collect video games. And when I say that I feel like the heart and the passion might be gone, is because watching my retro life with Tyler, you see that the collecting was for the love of the game, and me emotionally with value, it feels more tangible, it feels more relatable than to be a channel that's completely dedicated to hunting, whether it's flea markets, whether it's just flipping shoes or blankets or t-shirts or whatever. It's all became more about rarity and value and less about love and nostalgia. From my eyes, I'm curious, are you guys seeing this too? Is this something that you've noticed within the retro community? Or is it kind of just the way of the world that eventually people find out stuff is valuable and that's why they collect? Do people collect baseball cards because they really love the players anymore? Or do they collect because eventually it holds value? And is that the route that video games will just go? So I wanted to bring this up to you guys. I appreciate you letting me spout off my opinion. What is your opinions down in the comment? Are you a retro game collector because you really love to play those games? Or are you a retro game collector because you saw people do it that made money off of it and you found out that this hobby could be of interest for you for that reason as well? So let me know. Appreciate you guys. If you like my silly content, you like what I got going on, hit that subscribe button, and I will catch you guys on the next topic-oriented video where we get divisive.